Well, it looks like you made it out here okay. Did Mr. Timothy up the road give you any trouble? Good. He's been telling people they're not allowed to park by my house, but there's no rule against that. I don't think parking enforcement ever bothers with dirt roads. Anyways, my name is Ms. Deanna Frost, and I am a certified nail technician, a self-proclaimed nail artist, and I do have a certificate in color theory from a woman named Sharon that I found on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, you might know me as Nails by Deanna. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, I need to make sure you're fully aware of my process. Have you ever had a manicure before? Well, true as that may be, you've never had a Deanna Frost manicure before, which is less of a manicure and more of a curated experience. People come from around the county for my unique services. Should you choose to proceed with this manicure, that will be the last decision that you make in my little studio here. I decide what color goes on your nails. I decide the shape. I'm an expert at cuticle care, so of course I'm going to take care of you there. But the whole idea of the Deanna Frost experience is to give you a moment in time where it's not up to you and you don't have to make all the decisions. How's that sound? Great. Okay, first things first, I'm going to choose your color. It's kind of a spiritual experience choosing a color for someone. It's not an exact science, it's an art. It's based on vibes. You know, whatever that may mean to you. This isn't every single solitary color I have right here, but I just want to first start by getting a feel for your palette. I think this is a little bit too high energy for your season right now. I'm sensing a calm season coming up for you, despite the hubbub around. I think that you personally are going to fall into the swing of things. So this color's kind of giving a more combative vibe than I think we're looking for. I always love a purple for a calm season. You're either warm or cool toned, maybe a summer, but also equally likely a winter. I really can't rule out fall or spring. I do feel like the lighter purple is maybe getting closer to the gold. Let's see you with some neutrals. This color is called Caroline. Tawdry name, I've always thought it, but the color's nice. Part of me feels like a color in this family could be appropriate in terms of the dirt, the dust, the earth. I do feel a longing in you towards some type of rooting to some type of land, whether that be your homeland. I don't know if this is your homeland or not. Okay, maybe some different purples. This color is kind of, you'll have to see it on, but maybe you won't depending on what we decide. It's called Drive-In, and it's kind of all colors and no colors at once, which I do feel like I'm getting this vibe that the future is yet to be determined. Like the future is yet to be nailed down with you, so perhaps we are looking at a color that's kind of all colors at once. Okay. We've got kind of a more metallic shift. This is kind of purple and it's gray and it's blue and it's green and it's so many different things. Kind of a similar deal. It's called a most destructive melody, but destruction can be productive if we're going to grow something in its place. So that could be something to keep in mind. You're tricky, I think. Another one of those every color. It's called hallucinate, which a hallucination's just another word for a dream, right? Something's calling to me about this. This is aspen. Muted, understated, but unexpected. Doesn't have to come into the room and shout, look at me, because everybody's already looking. That feels right for the present moment. Let me hold on to this. Right now we're looking at aspen, unless something else catches my eye. I think this is a bit too bright. Yeah, this isn't the one. We could always do a green, reconnect with the earth. We've got a dark green and a lighter green. It's a risk. A green is a risk, but sometimes it's a risk worth taking. I'm almost feeling a duo of these two, maybe, you know. A little of one, a little of the other. Well, this is a conundrum if I've ever felt it. It's going to be aspen. Let me just settle into the choice. Okay, let me get us set up. We're going to start with some nail polish remover. Though it doesn't seem like your most Recent manicure was all that recent. What's that scar from, if you don't mind me asking? Sorry to hear about that. I love dogs, but, sometimes dog owners can be a disappointment. Yeah. At least you didn't get rabies. That can be really bad. We nearly lost my aunt to rabies. She never got it specifically, but she had such a bad habit of playing in dumpsters. She, envisioned herself as kind of a Disney princess, that one with the raccoons and the squirrels and the rats. And we would say, please, Aunt Debbie, do not bring home another one of these little things. There's an incredible animal rescue, but she wasn't even, taking animals that needed to be rescued. She was taking animals that were perfectly content to be in the trash, because that's their environment, and taking them out of the trash. So, all right. Yeah, let's clean up those cuticles first. You let me know if I hurt you. Get my little stick. You okay? Good. Okay. You have a special occasion that brought you to my chair today? Well, that's not nothing, honey. It doesn't really matter if it's a milestone. A birthday's a birthday. I don't know who ever told us that we have to have these perfect little round numbers in order for something to be worthwhile. You got any plans? Well, how old are you turning? Okay. Well, my daughter and her friends are all around about your age. They're 42 and 41, and two of her friends are 45, and another one of them is 30. They have a younger friend, and they love new people. I could easily just set you up. I know they're doing a movie extravaganza. I think they're watching, what is the actress's name? Meg Ryan. I think they're doing a Meg Ryan marathon tomorrow or the next day. I could easily get you an invite. But you wouldn't be imposing because, like I just said, they really do love new people. This is a small town, honey. Unfortunately, you aren't going to just find your group wandering around the grocery store unless, your group is Food Line employees, which they're lovely people at the Food Line. Don't get me wrong about that. But what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. You need to take an active role in your own social life. But also, if you're not in the mood for people your age, me and my girls get together all the time. We do a lot of different things. My girls, they love when I do a thing. So, I'll do a color theory event where I, decide people's seasons and stuff. Nothing to do with MLMs, multi-level marketing schemes. Not that I have anything against MLMs. I mean, Lord knows, half the people I consider my friends are deeply invested in a multi-level marketing scheme. But, I'm just not big into pyramid schemes, Someone tried to get me into, what's the one with the knives? Maybe Pampered Chef, and I don't know. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. The $3,000 of debt. Okay. Moving on. I never do this, but I'm going to forego filing you today because I just simply can't imagine improving upon your perfect nail shape. There is a strength in knowing when nothing needs to be done. So what brought you to our little town, huh? A job? I was not aware that we had jobs worth coming here for. Okay. Over by that empty parking lot, that big empty parking lot? And then there's a couple of buildings. Okay, good for you. Job market has been generally terrible, I would say. I used to work at a salon for a Russian lady. I don't know if this is a Russian thing or if this was just her. And obviously I'm not trying to stereotype Russians. But she just did not believe in a work-life balance. I mean, she had us working there at all hours. Nobody requested that the salon be open at 2 a.m. No one ever asked for that, but we had 2 a.m. Tuesdays where the salon would be open until 2 a.m. And most of the time we'd just be sitting there. But there would sometimes be a very hurried businesswoman, on her way for an intercontinental flight, I can only assume. But good for you getting a nice job here. Now, one thing you can't do, honey, is make the mistake of having all your friends be your co-workers. A lot of people make that mistake. But when push comes to shove, you could lose that job, you could, quit that job, and there is just nothing keeping those people in your lives. In your life, you only have one. YOLO, and you've got to be diligent about who you spend time with and not waste your time going out with coworkers who you have less in common with than a banana. You know how they say we're basically cousins with bananas? If it weren't monkeys, it would have been bananas. I think they say that, DNA-wise. Oh, I'm shaking. I had too much coffee. Yeah, I do blame the show The Office. because I do feel like the show The Office kind of perpetuated this idea that you're supposed to be best friends with your coworkers. The fact that those people went to Jim and Pam's wedding is insane. And where were the real friends? Where were the friends outside of work? These are the questions we have to ask ourselves. I'm happily single. I just feel like at my age, if I haven't found a man that's doing it for me, I just don't think I will. You know, I wish I liked women. I'm one of those people that's always saying, God, I wish I was a lesbian. But I don't. I'm not attracted that way. Anytime I see a lady with a hot body, you know, I'm just thinking, damn, I wish that was my body. I'm not thinking, oh, wow, get that body on me, you know. But, you know, good for you if that's your prerogative. I figure, why be stuck with men? Why not just be by myself? Look how successful I am, you know. If I had a man, no doubt he would want to use this garage for a car, first of all. Or like a bunch of tools. Or a scrap of junk or a heap of piles. No way would he let me convert this garage into my own personal nail studio. But I do like a romance movie. Or a romance book. I like something realistic, you know. There's a time for fairies and wizards and stuff, but in my opinion, it's not during romance. You should save that stuff for, I don't know, kids. You're allowed, you know, I don't want to shame people. I just had a bad experience with one of those fairy groups. You know, the groups that read those fairy books. I joined a book club one day trying to diversify my friend profile from, you know, the friends I grew up with. Taught me my lesson, stick to what you know. In the book club, they were reading this, this book. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe fairy sex or something like that. And I was like, hey. Anyone else feel like this is gross, you know? Imagining these things that look like men, but with claws and fangs and wings like a bat or like an eagle. I think I would rather a bat than an eagle because I am petrified of birds. You know, the idea of a feather, you know, feathers falling from the bat wing. I just can't really stomach it. No, feathers falling from the bird wing. That's why I would prefer a bat. But I don't want the man to have wings at all. I want the man to have a good credit score. Okay. We're gonna do one more coat. Ew, la, la. Oh, that's so pretty. You could try bowling. That's a great way to make friends. There's a league here, but, well, it's at Wilkinshire, so it's about 30 miles away. The bowling alley. I think it's just called the bowling alley. And, but the league is mostly men, you know, elderly men. I guess they're men my own age now, jeez. Oh, it hits you like a ton of bricks, honey. It hits you like a ton of bricks. I've gotten to be a bit more active and a bit more sporty myself. Everyone my age is getting into pickleball. And, you know, it's fun, but it's just not my cup of tea. It's not my basket of eggs. So, instead, I've gotten myself really into Krav Maga. It went out of style a while back, but it's an ancient art form, so I really don't think it should be going out of style. Well, I only did it once. I don't know everything about it. And I'm not even sure I want to do it again. Maybe I was just trying to be edgy when everyone's doing pickleball. I just don't see why we can't have a kickball league, you know? I think that the, what's it called? The diamond. I guess it's intended for baseball. Down by the elementary school. Pardon me. It'll be perfect for a kickball tournament. I'm much better at kicking than I am at throwing or at using a racket. Okay, let's do top coat. There are a few places in this town that anyone with a lick of sense would avoid. Okay, there's a place, it's up the road at Perry. I think the street is Perry. The other street is Church, I believe. Uncle Milf's Tavern. Yeah, from the name, people should just be able to gather that it's not a good place to go. But some people don't know what MILF means. And it means mother I'd like to finagle with. So, the guy who opened it, his first name's Uncle, which is why he named it Uncle Milf. No. That's not just a nickname. His name is Uncle. I know his family. His mother named them all ridiculous things. His brother's name is Nephew. His sister's name is Aunt. And then his youngest sister's name is Cousin. Nobody is named Niece, which honestly would be the least offensive of the options. Anyway, he's just trying to, like, get some woman to take the title of Mrs. Milf. And nobody's going to take that title, I can tell you, Uncle. Nobody wants it. Oh, spectacular. So yeah, avoid Uncle Milf's. Don't go into the Dick's Sporting Goods. And it's nothing to do with the name. It's just that the teens that run that place are awful. There's one teen. His name's Dennison. If you see him, he works at the Burger King. He works at the Food Line, and he works at, what was the place I was just saying? The Dick's Sporting Goods. So he's a hardworking boy, but he is trouble. He's always pointing out people's deepest insecurities, you know. He saw me one day. He said, "Hey, lady, you don't know how to put an outfit together, do you?" And I was like, Jesus. I don't. You know, that's a huge thing for me. That's a hang-up. I once had a panic attack because one of my friends said capsule wardrobe, and God, I just feel so far away from that type of adulting. I do hate the word adulting though, right? Because we're all adults. It just makes it seem like some people have it more figured out than you do, and while that may be true, they're no more adults than you. Okay. You are looking amazing. I tell you, I really want you to come to one of my things. Come to my next color theory party, I dare ya. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how old you think I am, okay? I don't think I'm that old. I don't think 65 is that old. My friends are around the same age. I don't think they're that old, but, you know, I can't tell you that we're spring chickens. But let me just tell you, we'd love to have you. Are you my Facebook friend? Go ahead and request me. Nails by Deanna. Deanna. Nails by Deanna. Yeah, and I'm going to accept your request, but I keep the phone locked away while I'm doing appointments, or else, gosh, I'll get lost in it. I'll start playing a little Candy Crush while you're sitting here. It's easy to do. Okay. Yeah, so Facebook friend requests me, and then I don't know if you've used Facebook Messenger. Get on Facebook Messenger and message me and say, "Hey, Deanna, remember me? We had an appointment recently, and I'll remember you. If I forget, just tell me that I painted your nails the color aspen, and I'll remember. I remember people by their nail color." And say, "Hey, when's the next thing? Can you add me to the list?" And I'll add you to the list easy. I don't think friendship is finite, and I don't hoard my friendship away. We'd love to have you, and we'd feed you. We would. It might be a little salty. Mary Beth always makes the saltiest dishes, and she actually gets her feelings hurt bad if you don't eat it, so. But the company may be worth it. Okay? No charge today. Well, that's kind of a policy for me, is that on people's first time, I don't charge them. And I had a boyfriend at one point who really didn't like that, and every man I've ever been with has fought with me because I find it really difficult to charge people. Because I don't need it. I've got a house, I've got a beautiful garage studio, and my parents aren't poor. My dad left me $50,000 when he died, and that's going to last a long time. If you insist, you can pay me. My Venmo, Nails by Deanna. Yeah. Well, if you insist on paying me, the rate is $30. I think it's affordable, but you know, everybody has their opinions. Okay, you ready to get out of here? I don't blame you. It's hot as bejesus in here. Yeah, next step on the list is getting an air conditioning unit installed in this thing. Anyways, it was so good to meet you. I really, really hope you follow me up on that offer on Facebook. Okay? You're just awesome. I think you're just awesome. I think you're great. All right, get out of here. You've got this.